Hey family, welcome to day number 15 of the 28 Days of Love. I am your host, Dr. Sabrina, the people expert. I help people with people, even if that person is themselves. And so we are on this 5-day journey right now, talking about the 5 stages that all love relations go through. Yesterday, we started with the passion stage, which was on Valentine's Day. Hope your Valentine's Day was wonderful. And then today, we're going to dive right in because today is the power struggle. The power struggle is stage 2 of the 5 stages of love relationships. And in stage 2, it is actually the most difficult of all the stages. And that is when it has the highest percentage of people to fail. People divorcing, people breaking up. Because in this stage is when conflict really begins to happen. It starts at about the 3rd year of the relationship, and it could last anywhere from 2 months to years and years and years. But generally it lasts between that 3 to 5 year range. It is distressing, and it comes with the feelings of being angry because you're agitated, being disappointed because your expectations that you had may not live up to what those original expectations were. And then depression may set in. You may become depressed because you begin to feel like, did I make a mistake? The person that I thought I was with, the feelings that I had, I no longer have them. And so you begin to focus on all of the negative things about your mate, what their issues are, what their problems are, what their flaws are, what their frustrations are, what things are negative all about the mate. And this is what's important for you. In order to really navigate comfortably through this phase, it is important for you to understand is what you focus on is what grows. So if you start thinking about all the stuff you don't like, you're going to continue to grow more of that stuff. I have people call into the show all the time and say, I don't want a woman that does this, and I don't want a man that does this. Well, what do you want? What do you like? Give me something to look forward to as what things you want instead of the things you don't want. Because the more you talk about what you don't want, that's what you're going to get. More of what you don't want, because what you concentrate on is what grows. And so in this phase, you may decide that you want to punish the other person. You may stop by giving up on the loving. You know what you do. You know, some women, sometimes we do this. We will begin to stop giving the loving, stop giving sex. Some men do the same. You withhold that part as a punishment because you're irritated, you're agitated, you don't know if you like them anymore. And this has always been frustrating for me. I never understood this. And I remember clients coming to me, people calling into the show, all of that about how they don't want to do it. How are you withholding something that should be pleasurable for you as well? So you're going to withhold your own pleasure to punish them? It's got to be another way. Sex is a very important part of a lasting connection with the person. Yeah, you need it. It's a good thing. God created it, so get it in. And also what happens in this stage is what I call the dance of intimacy. And the dance of intimacy is one person feels like, I don't want to be bothered. I need my time. I need my alone time. I need my space. And so they pull back. And then the other person is feeling emotionally neglected and they move forward. So you get into this thing where one person is moving forward and the other person is moving back. And so it's the dance of intimacy. I want you, you don't want me. You want me, I don't want you. And so that is a delicate place for people to get into when you begin the dance of intimacy. The other things that you must learn during this stage in order for you to navigate this stage appropriately is that you must learn how to disagree. because you're not going to always agree. I talked about it earlier on another day, but you have to grow. You have to get the goal in both of your heads that you're going to learn how to accept the things about the mate that you don't like. Because you're never going to like 100% about a person. Never. It's nothing. I think about how much I loved my mama. Oh my goodness, did I love my mother. I could eat her up sometimes, but there were some things and there were some days and there were some times that not so much. I'm just saying. So you're going to have times and spaces where you're going to be irritated with the person. You're not going to be all on the same page with the person. So you're going to have to learn how to handle your individuality and still honor the couple. So what happens in this stage when we are in the stage of the struggle, the power struggle stage? There are 3 ways that people can handle it. 3 ways. The first way is they quit. They just give up. They throw in the towel. I'm not being bothered with you no more. You don't put the toilet seat down. I can't take it no more. I get up and go to the bathroom and oh my goodness, I fall in. Can't take it anymore. So they just quit. They bail. They not going for it anymore. The next thing they do is they survive. And survive is really a miserable space to be in, because when you're surviving, you know that you don't like it. You're not doing anything to make it better. And so you have just resolved yourself to stay in the relationship, but stay in the relationship unhappy. Who wants to be miserable? Who wants that? But then the third stage, the third way of handling this stage is to thrive. And when you're thriving, you learn to overcome the struggles, to get beyond the struggles, and then start looking back and remembering that first stage of the passion stage. You learn how to generate those feelings of excitement, those feelings of, I can't wait to see you. You learn how to flirt with each other. You have date night. You do all those things to move past the struggle. And so when you are in this stage, there's some lessons that you must learn. First is you got to learn how to agree to disagree agreeably. You're not going to cuss each other out. We're not going to call each other by names. And you come up with your list of things of how we're going to navigate when we don't see eye to eye on something. You're going to learn how to compromise. You got to have a give and give. It can't be all one person's way all the time and no, you got to learn how to compromise in this stage. And you have to learn how to control your anger. When you find yourself getting angry, first, understand yourself. Understand how anger shows up for you, what you do when you get angry, and how to calm yourself down. That is a personal thing. And so once you understand that, communicate that with your partner so that they know, this is maybe a time to take a time out. We got to take a breather, but how to control our anger. And then how to take stock in what you value in the other person. Because remember I said earlier, what you concentrate on is what grows. So instead of focusing on the negative things that you don't like, what do you like? What are the positive things about your mate? What are the things that still get you excited when you see them, when you hear their voice, when you think about what they do and how they navigate the world, and the things they do that can, make you smile. And so also you have to understand that you are always, as a couple, in a spiritual fight. The enemy knows if I can separate a couple, I can break up a family, I can break up a neighborhood, I can break up a school, I can break up a community if I break up the foundation of the couple. So as a couple, and we're going to talk about this in another day, you have to learn how to use spiritual weapons to fight a spiritual fight, because physical weapons never will do. They don't work. And so you have to learn how to do that. And then you have to accept the understanding of how your relationship works. Your relationship is going to work different than your mother's, your father's, your grandparents, their friends. And so the examples that we've seen, you have to learn how to develop what's going to work for you. You have got to understand that aggression is never going to work. You can assert, you can speak, you can stand in your truth, but you got to do it with loving kindness. And so that is day number 15. We're going to go right into day number 16 tomorrow, and that's going to be stage number 3. Come on back. #28 Days of Love. I'll see you tomorrow.